you're thinking of retiring in Salida, Colorado? Well, in this video, I'm going to be going over some key insights into why Salida, Colorado might be a good option for you. And you're going to want to stick around into the end because I talk about one objection to retiring here that you might not have considered, and I'm going to do a little deep dive on it so you can make a decision for yourself as to whether or not Salida is a good place for you specifically. If this is your first time to the channel, welcome. This channel is all about living in the Salida, Colorado area and the real estate market here. So if you're interested in any of those things, please be sure and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell for notifications so you're the first to know when new informative videos become available. My name is McCarthy. I'm a realtor that specializes in Salida, Colorado and surrounding areas, and I get calls all the time from people like you looking to move here. So whether you're thinking of moving here in a few weeks or a few months, reach out to me, let's chat, and I'd be happy to help you make a smooth transition to the Salida, Colorado area. Okay, so in case this is one of the first videos of mine that you're watching, I want to talk to you a little bit about where is Salida. You might not know much about this area yet. So Salida is located in central Colorado. It's called the heart of the Rockies, and it is a small rural mountain area. We are about 3 hours away from the Denver metro area and about 2 hours away from Colorado Springs. So it is a more remote part of Colorado. There are about a little over 6,000 residents in Salida and then over 20,000 residents in all of Chaffee County, Colorado, which includes Salida and Buena Vista, Colorado. I'm going to talk specifically about Salida here, but some of the stuff I talk about can also relate to Buena Vista. So when I talk to people who are thinking of moving here, they're often trying to weigh Salida versus Buena Vista, and so both are good options to retire. I even have a video about the differences between Salida and Buena Vista, Colorado. I also have a video about why I'm pronouncing it Buena Vista, Colorado, but I digress. So if you're interested at all in this area, listen up because it's a really good way to just consider, do you want to be in this rural, beautiful mountain area to retire and, enjoy the outdoor lifestyle here? So with that, I just want to mention that we are surrounded by mountain ranges here. There are the most 14,000 foot mountains in Colorado in this Chaffee County area, and the Arkansas River runs through here. So there's a lot of outdoor recreation because of those things. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. This area is just draws people who are wanting that outdoor lifestyle, and you are in more a rural part of Colorado. Salida is known for having a robust, active, retired community here. So over 20% of the population is of retirement age. Also, Yahoo Finance voted Salida, Colorado as the best town in Colorado, in all of Colorado, to retire. And they looked at factors like the percentage of the population over 65 and percentage above the poverty rate over 65, among other factors as well. And Uncover Colorado, which is all about outdoor living, voted Salida and Buena Vista as great places to retire in the state of Colorado. And one of the factors they pointed out is that it's not a busy area like the Denver metro area, yet it's a more attainable mountain community than like a Telluride or a Vail or an Aspen would be. So we are a mountain community here, but it's just more attainable for many people to actually move here. So if that piqued your interest, I will say I talked to a lot of people in your situation who are thinking of moving here, that perhaps you're getting close to retirement age, maybe you're a few years out, or you've just retired and you're trying to decide where you want to go next, where you want to enjoy your life now that you don't have that work obligation and you have some more free time. So I talk to people a lot in that position. So whether you're thinking to relocate here fully or buy a second home here and just spend some time here, I'm going to just go over some key reasons why retiring in Salida, Colorado might be a good choice for you. Okay, number one, the vibrant community. The community is a huge reason why people come to Salida, Colorado in general. Like I said, there's over 6,000 people that live in Salida, so we are a smaller area, but there's enough going on that it's quite vibrant. There are people who live here year round. There's a lot of people who love this place and want to keep it lovely and contribute in a positive way. I always say if you're coming here, contribute in a positive way. So I will say that here. It just has that vibrancy to it, and you can feel that in the energy just when you are here. So come come here and visit and check it out for yourself. From the perspective as somebody who might be retiring here and wanting to create connections with people here of a similar age group, there's just a lot going on in the community for people of that age. So I've spoken to a lot of people that are in that age range, and there's a pickleball club, there's just a number of groups and events and organizations going on. I know many people have pointed to Facebook groups as a way to connect with others. So if you're just now coming here and you're not quite sure how to meet people, that's a really good way. I spoke to a retiree recently in my podcast, and she shared with me that she, got a little outside of her comfort zone to, initiate reaching out to people when she first came here, but the reception was incredibly warm, and it was just such a great way to meet people. So raising your hand and saying, hey, I want to meet people who want to do X. So there was a ski group, there was a hiking group, there's a church Bible study group, there's just all sorts of different groups here and a way to connect with people. And the most important thing is that it's just a vibrant community that offers that. And if you're interested in something, you're likely to find somebody here that might be interested in the same, particularly outdoor recreation activities. And we're also a designated historic district and a designated creative arts district. So the downtown area is adorable and has a lot of preserved historic buildings, and there's a ton of art galleries here. So if you're into the art scene, there's a lot going on there as well. So there's just a lot more to the downtown area in Salida. Okay, number 2, outdoor recreation. So I kind of mentioned and alluded to this already, but we are in the mountains, and we are about 20-30 minutes away from Monarch Ski Mountain. So that is the closest ski mountain here. It's just an easy drive up the mountain path to go skiing here. So if you live here, it's very easy to go skiing if you're into that. That mountain in particular offers senior discounts because there is such a large population of active seniors here. You can get some pretty steep discounts to go skiing at Monarch Mountain. And then, like I said, the Arkansas River comes through here. So there's a lot of, if you're into fly fishing or rafting or, any just river activities, just walking by the river and enjoying the beautiful scenery. It is a very beautiful area to be in. And then you have that outdoor option there. We have a ton of trails. So hiking, walking trails, mountain biking if you're into that. So there's a lot of outdoor options here. As they say, if you don't use it, you lose it. So because this is such a vibrant community of active retirees and there's abundant outdoor options here, it's very easy to just step outside and go for that walk and get that sunshine on your face and just have a little bit more vibrancy to your life when you're here. We also, when we're talking about activities, this is indoor, but we have an aquatic center here, and that is a really great place to do lap swimming. There's one side of the area that has pools that are somewhat warm that are easy to do laps in, and another part that's a lot warmer, and it's a nice place for a soak. They also offer a number of exercise classes in the pool, so that's another good way to get exercise and to also meet other seniors. Okay, number 3, a sense of belonging. And so not just in the form of a community, like I mentioned already, there's a vibrant community here, but also there's what to do with your time. You've perhaps retired or you're semi-retired and you have a bit more time on your hands, and maybe you're looking for a hobby or just, what to use your skills for. We have a number of nonprofits here. If there is a cause that you're interested in, we likely have a nonprofit dedicated to that, perhaps more than one. So there's a humane society here. There's a number of nonprofits related to housing, related to the environment, related to trails, related to kids, related to helping with homelessness or food insecurity. There's a lot of nonprofits here. And so if that's something that you feel like you have that extra time and energy, you could volunteer or even use some of your skills that you've honed throughout your lifetime and put them into being on the board of those. If it wasn't for the retired senior community in Salida, many of our nonprofits would be non-existent. I mean, that's become the lifeblood of maintaining a lot of the nonprofits in our area. And so many of them do so much good for the community and surrounding areas. So if you're looking for a place to exert your energy and share your gifts with the world and continue to have that purpose and create a sense of belonging, I think that there would be many options for you here. And if you're not able to find the specific cause that you're interested in, there's a lot of support to create more. This area just thrives on having a lot of nonprofits, and it's such a welcoming, warm community. There's a lot of people who care. There's a lot of people who have heart and would be open to to helping with whatever cause is most dear to your heart. In addition to nonprofits, we have a lot of events, particularly in the summertime here. If you're looking for something a little less involved than committing to a nonprofit for a length of time, you can volunteer for an event. I've spoken to many retirees who, volunteer. We've got multiple art events, and there's a huge event in the summer called FibArc, and that needs hundreds of volunteers to run that event. And so there's stuff like that on a large and a small scale where just volunteering for events is a huge need here and something that is easily accessible when you're in Salida. Okay, and number 4 is the climate. So depending on whether or not you live in Colorado already, you might feel a little hesitant to be moving to a mountain area. Now I will say visit perhaps in the summer and the winter to decide if it is a good fit for you. But ultimately, from a mountain town perspective, we have very mild temperatures. It's called the banana belt here. We are surrounded by multiple mountain ranges, and because of the way we sit in a valley below the mountain ranges, we tend to have a lot less snow, and it tends to be a lot warmer for our elevation. We're at over 7,000 feet in Salida. However, our snow melts pretty quickly, and it doesn't tend to get as cold as other areas. Sometimes we might be a few degrees colder than the Denver metro area, and sometimes we might not. We're pretty mild for our elevation in Colorado, and being in Colorado in general, we have over 300 days a year of sunshine. And so I always say, even if it's cold outside, you've got that sunshine, and if you just have, the right gear, maybe you need a different coat, but put on that gear, go outside, get that sunshine on your face, and it makes such a difference for just your quality of life in general, but your ability to enjoy being outside and go outside. So yes, we have snowy days. Yes, there might be times when shoveling is needed. By the way, there's community help for shoveling for seniors here as well. I'll note that. But there is some snow here. There might be a few snow days a year where traveling isn't ideal, but for the most part, snow melts pretty quickly here. It's not like the Midwest where it hangs out all winter and is dark and terrible. It is sunny and lovely the majority of the time. And so we do get some wind in the springtime, but besides that, it's a very lovely place. So the climate here for a mountain town is quite inviting and definitely worth a visit to entertain that if you're at all concerned about that piece. Okay, and so like I said at the top of the video, one big objection that many people have, or at least a question they might have, is healthcare. So we all need it, and then as you're aging, you might need it more frequently, or there might be different ailments for which you need help with. So we do have a good healthcare system in Salida, Colorado. The Heart of the Rockies Regional Medical Center is located here. We have the largest medical facility in our region. It's not as large as what you'd find in the metro area. So like I said, we're about 3 hours away from Denver and about 2 hours away from Colorado Springs. So there might be some things that you would need to travel to those places in order to receive. But your basic stuff, your family physician, we even have other things like dialysis and cardiology and orthopedics, things like that are here. We obviously have the basics like dental and eye and all of that. So we have a lot of specialists here as well as generalists here. And so many of your options can be met here, but do your own research. So if you have a very specific condition or specific requirements, then decide if it's a good place for you, or make the decision of, okay, maybe I do want to move to Salida still, and it's worth it to have that lifestyle and then drive to Denver once a month, once a quarter, whatever your frequency is, to see the specialist. And that inconvenience to drive to the city for that care is worth it. It's the trade-off is worth it to have the lifestyle of being here. So when you're moving to a rural mountain area, I talk a lot about this in my Salida pro con video, you are making those trade-offs. We don't have as many facilities, we don't have as many amenities as the city does, but you have this access to this gorgeous mountain area, and you're among just a vibrant, lovely community. And if you're choosing lifestyle over amenities, then this is the place to be. So it's your personal decision. So do that research to decide, are the healthcare options here going to work for you? And that trade-off of maybe you need to drive into the city every so often, and is that something you want to do? So that's a personal decision for you. So if I've piqued your interest on retiring here, and maybe you have a question about financing a home here, I have a whole video with my preferred lender about some lending options that you might not know about if you're a retiree and wanting to buy a home, since you aren't getting that regular income like you would when you were working. There are still lots of good financing options for you. So be sure to watch that video, and ultimately let's schedule a time to chat. I'm happy me to be a resource for you to see if this is a good fit and to help you start learning about the market here and deciding if this is a good choice for you. But either way, I really appreciate your time and have a wonderful day.